The story begins with Earth in chaos. The planet is under a brutal siege by an alien race known as the Zarnath. These aliens are not just powerful, they are cruel in ways that humans can barely comprehend. They have the technology to break a person's body and mind, using both physical torture and psychological warfare. The Zarnath don't just conquer, they crush the spirit of their enemies. For them, breaking the will of a civilization is just as important as winning the battle. For years, Earth has been struggling to fight back, but the Zarnath have an army that no human force can match. Their ships are massive, their weapons deadly, and their tactics ruthless. They strike without warning, leaving entire cities in ruins, and they take prisoners to use as examples to scare others into submission. The humans on Earth are now a fraction of what they once were, surviving in the shadows, fighting a losing battle. Among the many captured, Lila Riker, a 12-year-old girl, has become a key target. Lila is the daughter of Captain Ethan Riker, a former super soldier, who was part of a secret Earth program designed to create the ultimate warrior. These soldiers were genetically enhanced, built to take on any enemy, no matter how powerful. But after the war with the Zarnath turned against humanity, Ethan had retired. He had buried his past, hoping to live a quiet life away from the battlefield. However, everything changes when Ethan, still hiding in the ruins of a once thriving city, intercepts a message, a coded broadcast from the Zarnath. The message is like a punch to the gut. As the broadcast begins, Ethan's eyes widen in horror as he watches the image on the screen. It's his daughter, Lila, bound and tortured. The Zarnath show her suffering to the entire world, not just to break her, but to send a message to humanity's remaining fighters: surrender or face the same fate. Ethan's heart races. His mind goes blank for a moment, as if the reality of what he's seeing can't possibly be true. The girl he once held in his arms, the little girl who would laugh and run through the fields, is now a prisoner, broken, scared, and forced to endure unspeakable torment. The images are enough to tear any human apart, but for Ethan, they do something far worse: they ignite a fire of rage deep within him. This isn't just about saving a daughter anymore. It's about revenge. It's about making the Zarnath pay for every single life they've destroyed. The Zarnath want to break humanity's spirit by turning its youngest generation into victims. They want to show that Earth has no hope, that humanity is doomed to fail. But what the Zarnath don't understand is that Ethan Riker is not like any other human. He is not just a soldier, he is the soldier that humanity built to win impossible battles. He has fought enemies that would break ordinary men. He has faced death more times than he can count. He's lived through wars that were supposed to destroy the very core of Earth. But now, it's personal. Ethan clenches his fists, watching helplessly as the broadcast continues. Lila's screams echo in his ears. She is begging for him, calling out his name. "Dad, help me." The pain in her voice cuts through him like a blade. He swallows hard, feeling the weight of what he has to do. He knows that the moment he steps back into the fight, there is no turning back. There is no room for hesitation. His enemies are ruthless, and so must he be. But even as the rage builds, a part of him, an old part, wants to give up. He wants to stay hidden, safe from the pain of loss. He wants to remember Lila as the innocent child she was, not as the broken girl in the Zarnath's clutches. But another part of him, the soldier within him, tells him that he cannot remain in hiding. Not when his daughter's life is on the line. Ethan knows there's only one thing to do: he has to go after her. He will stop at nothing to get Lila back. He sits in silence, the weight of the decision settling over him. The camera lingers on his face, showing the raw emotion and conflict tearing at his soul. He can't forget his past, and he can't forget the horrors the Zarnath have caused. His mission now is clear. It's not just about saving Lila, it's about making the Zarnath feel fear, something they haven't experienced in centuries. It's about showing them that humans are not just weak prey, they are warriors. They are fighters. And Ethan Riker will remind them of that, no matter the cost. With a single breath, Ethan stands. His old battle armor is waiting for him in the corner of the room, a suit of advanced technology that can match even the most powerful alien forces. He's trained for this. He's built for this. And now, he will unleash his full wrath on the aliens who thought they could break him, and his daughter. The screen fades to black as Ethan steps forward, a new sense of purpose in his eyes. The story's course has changed. The fight for Earth is no longer just a war of survival, it's a fight for revenge, for justice, and for hope. Ethan Riker's journey has begun. The Zarnath won't know what hit them. The story picks up with Ethan Riker standing in front of an old hidden bunker, deep within the ruins of Earth's once great cities. The bunker is his old safe house, the place where he kept his most valuable possessions, and, most importantly, his old combat gear. As he approaches the heavy steel door, he feels a chill run down his spine. This was the place where he had buried his past, hoping to forget the horrors of war and the lives lost. But now, that past is about to come crashing back. Ethan punches in the security code, and the door slides open with a heavy clank, revealing the combat suit he once wore during his days as Earth's greatest supersoldier. The suit stands tall in the corner of the room, covered in dust. It's a masterpiece of technology, an advanced battle suit, designed for one purpose: to be unstoppable. It has integrated AI systems that assist in combat and tactics, cloaking technology that can make him invisible to enemy eyes, and enhanced strength that allows him to take on entire squads of enemies. This was the suit that made him the nightmare of every alien invader, but it's been gathering dust since the war ended. As Ethan approaches the suit, he hesitates for a moment. His hands shake as he reaches for the helmet, and he pauses to look at his reflection in the dark visor. What has he become? A soldier without a war. A father without his daughter. The weight of what he's about to do presses down on him. There's no turning back now. The Zarnath took his daughter, and they will pay for it. He takes a deep breath and begins to gear up. The suit fits like a second skin, the metal plates clicking into place with a soft thunk. The AI integration boots up, a familiar voice crackling through his earpiece. System online. Welcome back, Captain Riker. Ethan's lips curl into a grim smile as the old systems activate, and for a brief moment, he feels like the man he used to be, the soldier who could take on armies, the warrior who never backed down. The armor is as powerful as it was before, and so is Ethan. As he equips his weapons, plasma blades, energy shields, and a high-powered sniper rifle, flashbacks flood his mind. He remembers the battles, the wars, the times when he was at the front lines, saving humanity from extinction. He remembers the unimaginable feats he accomplished, single-handedly holding off a fleet of alien invaders, surviving impossible odds, and always fighting with honor. He was Earth's finest super-soldier, a living weapon designed to protect the human race. But these memories are not without their cost. For every victory, there was a loss. His comrades, those who fought beside him, are now gone. His wife, killed during a raid, never got to see their daughter grow up. He had sacrificed so much, and now, the guilt weighs heavily on him. He never had the chance to say goodbye. The price of being humanity's greatest weapon was the death of his personal life. He sacrificed everything to save the world, and now he has nothing left but vengeance. But all of that fades away as Ethan's focus sharpens. There is no time for grief. He's not here to dwell on the past, he's here to save his daughter. Lila needs him. The flashbacks end as the AI in his helmet brings him back to the present. Captain, I've hacked into the Zarnath communication channels. I've located your daughter. Ethan's heart skips a beat. Lila's location has been found. The information flashes across his visor: Thornhold, a heavily fortified orbital station in the heart of Zarnath space. This is where Lila is being held, surrounded by the Zarnath's most elite soldiers. It's a fortress unlike anything Earth has ever faced. If Ethan is going to rescue his daughter, he'll have to face the full might of the Zarnath Empire. Thornhold isn't just a prison. It's an impenetrable stronghold, floating above Earth in the remnants of what used to be a thriving colony. Now, it serves as a central command station for the Zarnath forces, a place where they coordinate their attacks on the last remnants of human civilization. And it's here, in this twisted citadel, that Lila is being held. Alone. But getting to Thornhold won't be easy. The remnants of the Zarnath fleet still occupy Earth's orbit, their ships are spread across the sky like a deadly wall. Ethan is no longer a soldier fighting for an army, he's a lone wolf, going in without backup. If he wants to save his daughter, he'll have to fight his way through the Zarnath fleet, dodging deadly alien warships, and dealing with everything they throw at him. His mission is clear: infiltrate the fortress, get Lila, and destroy everything the Zarnath hold dear. Ethan activates the cloaking system in his suit. The world around him fades into invisibility as he steps out of the bunker and into the open sky. The familiar hum of the suit's engines fills the air as he moves toward his shuttle, his personal craft that can help him break through the Zarnath's defenses. He has one shot at this, and there's no room for mistakes. As he approaches the shuttle, Ethan's thoughts go back to his daughter. He remembers the way she used to laugh, the way she would run to him after a long day of training, arms outstretched. "Daddy, I missed you." That memory fuels his every step as he climbs into the cockpit, sealing the door behind him. The suit's AI guides him through the launch sequence, and with a roar of engines, the shuttle blasts off into the dark sky. But as Ethan breaks through the atmosphere, the reality of what he's about to do sets in. The sky is filled with the remnants of the Zarnath fleet, alien ships that are far more advanced than anything humans have ever created. The orbital station looms ahead, and Ethan knows that the fight of his life is about to begin. There's no turning back now. He has to be faster, smarter, and stronger than ever before. Lila is counting on him, and he won't fail her. The shuttle speeds toward the looming Thornhold, its engines roaring as the Zarnath fleet closes in. This is just the beginning. Ethan is ready to face the greatest challenge of his life, and to reclaim his daughter, no matter the cost. As Ethan's shuttle accelerates toward the massive Thornhold station, his mind races with the risks ahead. He knows that even with his advanced combat gear and years of experience, the Zarnath fleet is a force far beyond anything Earth has ever faced. He needs help. Despite his lone wolf mentality, he understands that he cannot take on the entire Zarnath Empire by himself. There's a resistance on Earth, a ragtag group of survivors still fighting for humanity's freedom. If he's going to stand a chance against the Zarnath, he needs their support. Ethan contacts a rogue human resistance group known as the Outcasts. They are a group of rebels, scattered across the world, each trying to survive and resist the Zarnath in their own way. These fighters have been struggling to hold the line, but they are outnumbered and underarmed. Ethan's message is brief and to the point: I need backup. It's time to hit Thornhold and take Earth back. He explains his plan, detailing the Zarnath orbital station and the fortress holding his daughter. But his plea for help is met with resistance. Over the comms, a gruff voice responds, "Are you out of your mind? That place is a death trap. Even if we were to get a strike team in, we'd be wiped out in minutes. Your mission is suicidal." Ethan's chest tightens. He knows the odds are impossible. But there is no other choice. "You're wrong," Ethan replies, his voice cold but unwavering. "The Zarnath haven't seen anything yet. I will get to Thornhold, even if I have to go through hell. You don't have to believe me, but I'm taking back my daughter, and I'll bring your resistance with me. But only if you fight with me." The silence that follows is thick with tension. Ethan is prepared to go at it alone, but just as he's about to cut the transmission, a new voice speaks up. "Count us in." It's Captain Mara, a former officer who leads a small, fiercely loyal group of fighters within the Outcasts. "We'll follow you, Riker. We don't have much, but we'll give you the firepower you need." You've got our backs, and we'll have yours. Ethan nods, a quiet determination settling into his bones. His resolve is like a spark, igniting others to follow his lead. Soon, a small strike team of the toughest soldiers from the outcasts is assembled. They are a group of skilled fighters, some of them veterans from the early days of the war with the Zarnath, others new to the resistance but with a fire in their eyes that matches Ethan's. Together, they will face the unimaginable. The first part of their mission is to hijack a Zarnath transport vessel, a heavily guarded ship used to move supplies and soldiers around their orbital stations. The team infiltrates a secret Zarnath supply base, using stolen alien tech to blend in and bypass security. It's a dangerous move, but it's their only shot at reaching the heart of the Zarnath fleet undetected. The plan unfolds with the precision of a well-oiled machine. Ethan leads the charge, using his superior combat skills to carve a path through the Zarnath soldiers guarding the base. His movements are flawless, a blend of tactical brilliance and raw power. He uses his cloaking technology to disappear into the shadows, taking out Zarnath sentries with a mix of silent plasma blades and energy shots. The rest of the team follows his lead, moving quickly and efficiently as they breach the transport vessel. As they prepare to leave the base, one of the resistance fighters, Sergeant Cole, whispers into Ethan's comm, "Riker, you better see this." Ethan approaches cautiously and finds the Zarnath ship's main control room. The screens reveal something horrifying. Through stolen intel, Ethan uncovers the dark truth about the Zarnath's plans. The Zarnath use human suffering to fuel their psionic powers. The torture of innocent humans enhances their abilities, making them stronger, faster, and able to control minds. Lila's torture is not a random act of cruelty, it is part of a larger, terrifying plan to break humanity's resistance. By draining the fear and pain of Earth's remaining fighters, the Zarnath aim to crush the human spirit completely, ensuring that no one will rise against them again. The revelation hits Ethan like a physical blow. Lila is not just a victim, she is a key part of the Zarnath's psychic weapon. Her suffering is feeding their strength, and the longer they keep her alive in this state, the more powerful they become. The stakes have never been higher. The clock is ticking. Ethan clenches his fists, his eyes burning with fury. He's not just going to rescue his daughter, he's going to destroy their power and take back control of Earth. As the strike team takes off from the supply base in the stolen transport ship, Ethan's mind races with the new knowledge. He has a mission: get to Thornhold and stop the Zarnath from using any more humans to fuel their dark powers. Lila must be freed, and the torture must end now. The team knows what they're up against, and the tension in the air is palpable. But their resolve is solid. They may be outnumbered, but Ethan's leadership and the fire of their mission are what they have to carry them forward. The ship rockets toward the looming Zarnath fleet, with Thornhold at the center of the enemy stronghold. The team is on edge, ready for the fight of their lives. There's no turning back now. As they approach the outer defenses of the Zarnath station, Ethan feels the weight of the mission pressing down on him. This is no longer just about saving his daughter. This is about saving humanity. He has to win. The shuttle carrying Ethan and his team cuts through the debris-strewn space, heading straight for Thornhold. The massive Zarnath fortress looms ahead, a dark, ominous shape against the stars. The team knows that they have very little time. Every second they waste means more suffering for Lila, and every moment they hesitate gives the Zarnath a chance to tighten their grip on Earth. As they approach, the exterior of the station seems almost impenetrable. It's made of an alien material so strong that it looks like it could withstand a direct hit from Earth's most powerful weapons. But Ethan's mind works quickly. Using the stolen alien tech, the resistance team hacks into the station's external systems, forcing open an entry point just large enough for the shuttle to squeeze through. Once inside, they are immediately confronted by the advanced alien technology that powers Thornhold. The walls seem to hum with strange energy, and the atmosphere is thick with a strange, suffocating presence. Biomechanical guardians, nightmarish creatures made of living metal and alien flesh, patrol the corridors. These creatures are a combination of the Zarnatha's technology and organic lifeforms, designed to protect their most valuable fortress from any threat. Ethan leads the way, moving through the shadowy corridors like a ghost, cloaked by his suit's advanced stealth systems. The Resistance fighters follow closely behind, each one on edge. The tension is thick in the air, and every sound echoes through the hollow halls, making them jumpy and alert. The Zarnath know they're here now. They won't go down without a fight. Suddenly, the first biomechanical guardian appears in their path. It's a towering monstrosity, with metallic limbs and glowing red eyes that scan the area with a terrifying precision. The team opens fire, but their weapons have little effect. The creature charges, its massive claws slashing through the air like a deadly storm. Ethan steps forward without hesitation, drawing his energy blade and engaging the creature in a brutal fight. The Guardian's metal skin is nearly impervious, but Ethan's skill and his weapon's precision cut through it like butter. With a swift strike, he disables the creature, and it crashes to the ground with a thunderous crash. The team moves forward, pushing deeper into the heart of Thornhold. As they proceed, they encounter more and more Zarnath defenses, turrets, traps, and soldiers in advanced armor, all of them designed to keep invaders out. Each encounter is a test of their skills and endurance. Ethan cuts through the Zarnath forces with brutal efficiency, but his mind is always on Lila. He can feel her presence in the back of his mind, her suffering urging him forward. Finally, they reach the inner sanctum of the fortress, a vast chamber guarded by the elite Zarnath commander, Kael'thor. This is the moment Ethan has been waiting for, the moment he faces the leader responsible for his daughter's torment. Kael'thor stands at the center of the room, a towering figure clad in armor, his eyes glowing with an unnatural, chilling light. "You've come for her, human," Kael'thor taunts, his voice echoing through the chamber. But it is too late. She's already broken. Her pain has fueled my power. You cannot save her. You cannot save your world. Ethan's blood boils. His daughter's suffering is the source of Kael'thor's power, and the mere thought of it sends waves of rage through him. His vision blurs with fury, but he keeps his focus. This is no longer just a fight for Lila, it's a fight for humanity's survival. He doesn't care about the odds, he's come this far, and nothing will stop him now. Kael'thor raises his hand, and a deadly energy pulse surges through the air, aimed directly at Ethan. But Ethan is ready. In a flash, he uses his cloaking device to vanish from sight, dodging the attack with precision. The alien commander is fast, but Ethan is faster. He reappears behind Kael'thor, using a swift, lethal blow to strike at the commander's exposed side. The battle is fierce, each punch a brutal exchange of strength and skill. Kael'thor is a skilled fighter, but Ethan is an unstoppable force. With one final, devastating punch, Ethan delivers a blow that sends Kael'thor crashing to the ground. The elite Zarnath commander is down, but the victory is short-lived. Ethan's heart races, he knows that this was just the beginning. The real battle is far from over. Ethan rushes past Kael'thor's fallen body, his eyes locked on the small, locked chamber where Lila is held. The air around the chamber is thick with a sense of foreboding. Inside, Lila is lying unconscious, shackled to a metal chair, her body pale and weakened. The sight of his daughter sends a sharp pain through Ethan's chest. She's barely recognizable, her skin pale and eyes hollow from the hours of torture she's endured. "Lila." Ethan whispers, his voice breaking with emotion as he runs to her side. He unshackles her, his hands trembling as he lifts her fragile body into his arms. She stirs slightly, her eyes flickering open as she sees her father. The look in her eyes is one of pure terror, but as her gaze meets Ethan's, a spark of recognition shines through. "Dad," she whispers weakly. "I'm here," Ethan says, his voice full of both relief and pain. He holds her tightly, his heart swelling with love and sorrow. "I'm going to get you out of here, I promise." But just as they are about to leave, a terrifying alarm begins blaring throughout the fortress. The station's AI has detected the breach and activated self-destruct protocols. The countdown is already ticking down, there's no time to waste. Ethan knows that they must escape or die trying. The team races through the corridors, heading back to the shuttle. They fight their way past more Zarnath soldiers and biomechanical guardians, knowing that the clock is ticking. As the self-destruct countdown nears its final seconds, they make a desperate dash for the exit, Ethan carrying his daughter in his arms, determined to get her to safety. The explosions from the fortress's destruction are deafening as they escape, the station erupting in a massive burst of light behind them. But as they make their way toward Earth, Ethan knows this is just the beginning. The Zarnath Empire may have lost this battle, but the war is far from over. And no matter the cost, Ethan will fight on to save humanity from their cruel grasp. The escape from Thornhold was only the beginning. As the shuttle speeds toward Earth, Ethan's mind races, his thoughts focused on his daughter. Lila's condition is far worse than he had imagined. The pain in her eyes is a constant reminder of what the Zarnath did, and it ignites something deep within him. A primal fury that has been buried for years resurfaces. The man who once fought for humanity's survival is gone, but the warrior remains. And now, that warrior is unleashing his full wrath. In the quiet of the shuttle, as his team tends to Lila's injuries, Ethan formulates a plan. Escaping was only a temporary victory, the Zarnath must be punished. They cannot be allowed to continue their reign of terror. Ethan knows that the war is far from over, but the Zarnath fleet is still strong, and Thornhold is a crucial part of their military might. He cannot allow it to remain standing. Using the alien tech they had stolen, Ethan quickly scans the information he'd gathered. He's learned more about the station's core systems, and there's one weakness he can exploit, the reactor core. If he can destroy it, he can cripple the Zarnath fleet for good. But he will need to infiltrate Thornhold once more to plant the explosives. The station is on high alert, but Ethan is determined, he won't let anything stop him. As soon as they land on a nearby moon, Ethan wastes no time. He leaves Lila and the team in a safe location, knowing they are still vulnerable. The mission is personal now, this isn't just about survival. This is about making the Zarnath pay for the pain they've caused. Ethan is no longer just fighting for Earth, he's fighting for the memory of every person they've killed, for every child they've tortured, and for the future of humanity. Alone, he suits up in his advanced combat gear, which has become an extension of himself. The cloaking technology and the AI-enhanced armor are key to this mission, allowing him to navigate the heavily guarded Thornhold undetected. The shuttle is out of the picture for now, it would only draw attention. Ethan is on foot, moving like a shadow through the wreckage of the station. His heart pounds in his chest as he nears the reactor core. The station's lights flicker and hum with a strange energy, and the corridors are eerily silent, except for the occasional patrolling Zarnath soldiers. Ethan can feel their presence, their cold, alien minds searching for any sign of intrusion. But Ethan is prepared. He's always been a step ahead. As he creeps closer to the reactor, Ethan feels a surge of adrenaline. This is it. If he can get to the core and plant the explosives, it will set off a chain reaction that will devastate the Zarnath fleet and cripple their plans for Earth. He moves swiftly, using the cloaking device to avoid detection. But it's not just the technology that makes him dangerous, it's his training, his experience. He's fought wars before. He knows how to read the smallest of signs and how to use them to his advantage. Soon, the first wave of Zarnath soldiers arrives. They appear from around the corner, their alien eyes glowing with cold malice. Ethan doesn't hesitate. In an instant, he's behind them, his energy blade flashing through the air. The soldiers never see it coming. With a few precise strikes, they are down, their bodies crumpling to the floor. It's a quick, efficient kill, but Ethan knows this is just the beginning. More will come. And he needs to stay ahead of them. He moves deeper into the station, weaving through corridors and hallways. The reactor is getting closer, but so are the Zarnath reinforcements. Each corner holds a new danger, and Ethan fights on, using his combat skills to keep the alien forces at bay. The cloaking technology helps, but it's his strength and speed that make him unstoppable. Wave after wave of Zarnath soldiers continue to pour in. They come at him with weapons and brute force, but Ethan is relentless. Every strike is precise, every move calculated. He fights like a storm, fast, powerful, and unyielding. There's no room for mercy in this war, and Ethan shows none. Finally, Ethan reaches the reactor core, hidden deep inside the station. The hum of the energy field surrounding it is deafening. He's so close now. He sets the explosives in place, carefully wiring them into the station's power grid. The clock is ticking. He knows that once the countdown begins, there will be no turning back. But just as he finishes setting the last charge, the Zarnath commandos arrive in full force. They know he's here, and they won't let him escape. Ethan doesn't even hesitate. He engages them head-on, his fists flying and his blade slicing through the air. Each move is a calculated strike, a dance of violence that showcases the years of training he's undergone. The commandos are powerful, but they are no match for a super soldier like Ethan. The sound of gunfire echoes through the halls as Ethan cuts through the Zarnath forces. His heart races, but his focus never wavers. His mind is sharp, his body a machine designed for this very moment. The reactor countdown has started, but there's still time to escape, if he can hold off the Zarnath long enough. Ethan's final strike takes down the last of the commandos, and he quickly heads back to the exit. His body aches from the fight, but he pushes through. The explosives are set, and the Zarnath fleet will be destroyed. This victory will send a message: humanity will not bow. Ethan will not allow it. As he makes his way toward the extraction point, he hears the countdown nearing its final seconds. Thornhold is about to explode, and Ethan's mission is complete. But there is no time to celebrate. The war is still far from over. With a final, deafening explosion, Thornhold detonates. The station rips apart in a flash of light, sending shockwaves through space. The Zarnath fleet is crippled, their most important stronghold gone. But for Ethan, this is just the beginning. He has taken a stand, and he knows the fight for humanity's survival is far from over. But as long as he breathes, he will never stop fighting. The roar of explosions and the sound of clashing metal echo through the halls of Thornhold. The mission is almost complete, but Ethan knows that the final battle is about to begin. The Zarnath High Lord, Zephyr, waits for him. The leader of the Zarnath has been behind the torture of humanity, and now, he stands as the last obstacle to Ethan's revenge. Zephyr is no ordinary soldier. He wields terrifying psionic powers, abilities so strong that they can bend reality itself. Ethan knows this won't be an easy fight. As Ethan approaches Zephyr's chamber, the air grows thick with a strange energy. The walls are pulsating, almost alive with power. The Zarnath High Lord stands at the center of the room, his dark eyes glowing with an unnatural light. The moment Ethan enters, Zephyr turns, a cruel smile spreading across his face. He knows who Ethan is, the former super soldier who nearly destroyed the Zarnath Empire once before. But this time, things will be different. Zephyr has psionic abilities that allow him to control the minds of others and manipulate his surroundings with just a thought. "You are too late, human," Zephyr sneers, his voice cold and threatening. "Your world is already ours. The humans have lost." Ethan doesn't answer. Instead, he activates his combat systems, his armor's enhanced capabilities humming to life as the AI inside begins to guide him through the fight. He's been trained for moments like this, where every move counts, and the stakes are nothing short of the survival of Earth. But even with all of his strength, he knows this battle will push him to his limits. With a wave of his hand, Zephyr unleashes a surge of psionic energy, sending Ethan flying across the room. The blast is so strong that the walls crack under the force, and for a moment, everything goes dark. Ethan struggles to regain his composure, his body aching from the impact. The AI in his suit quickly begins to patch up his injuries, but the fight has only just begun. Sci-Fi's psychic power is unlike anything he's ever faced before, and it will take all of his enhanced abilities to even stand a chance. As the Zarnath High Lord advances, Ethan feels the weight of his past, his sacrifices, the people he's lost, and the guilt that has haunted him. But none of that matters now. The only thing that matters is the fight in front of him. The future of Earth and the safety of Lila depend on his victory. Sci-Fi taunts Ethan, using his powers to manipulate Ethan's mind. He shows him images of Lila's suffering, her pain and fear as she was tortured. Ethan's heart races, but he doesn't falter. He can't afford to. Sci-Fi's illusions are powerful, but they are not real. Lila is still alive, and he will not allow this monster to destroy her hope. He pushes through the mind games, focusing on the present, focusing on the battle ahead. The two warriors clash again, Ethan moving with lightning speed, his super soldier enhancements making him a blur of motion. But Sci-Fi is just as fast, and with every strike, he sends blasts of psychic energy that push Ethan back. Each attack weakens Ethan's resolve, but his determination grows stronger. He's been to the brink before, and he's never backed down. Finally, Ethan realizes that he has one last move left, a sacrificial strike. He knows that to defeat Sci-Fi, he must risk everything. He pushes his super soldier enhancements beyond their limits, tapping into the full potential of his genetic modifications. It's a dangerous move, one that could destroy him, but it's the only way to ensure that Sci-Fi doesn't leave this room alive. With a roar, Ethan charges at Sci-Fi, his energy blade glowing with intensity. As he gets closer, Sci-Fi attempts to stop him with another psionic blast, but Ethan's enhanced body resists. The blast only slows him down for a moment. With a final push, Ethan strikes Sci-Fi's chest, the blade cutting through the alien's armor and into his very core. Sci-Fi screams in agony, but it's too late. Ethan has won. The High Lord falls, and with him, the Zarnatha's hold on Earth begins to crumble. But the fight is far from over. As Sci-Fi falls, the station's destruction countdown hits its final moments. The station is about to implode, and Ethan knows he has no time to escape. He looks to his team and Lila, who are waiting at the exit. They've made it out, but Ethan knows he must stay behind to make sure the reactor goes critical. Ethan's heart races as he moves toward the reactor core, his vision blurry from exhaustion and injury. But he doesn't stop. Humanity's survival depends on him finishing what he started. As he reaches the core, he sets the final charge that will ensure the Zarnath fleet is destroyed. He looks at the countdown timer on his device, 5 seconds. Go, Lila, he whispers to himself. Live. With those final words, Ethan activates the self-destruct mechanism, setting the reactor into its final stage. The Zarnath fleet will be wiped out, but so will Ethan. His mission is complete, and his sacrifice will ensure Earth's future. The explosion is deafening, a blinding flash of light that tears through the station and sends shockwaves through space. As Thornhold shatters, the Zarnath fleet is destroyed. The enemy's grip on Earth is broken, and the war is won. But for Ethan, there is no victory celebration. He's given everything for this moment. As the flames of battle fade, all that remains is the hope he's left behind, for Earth, for Lila, and for the future. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a sense of hope, and a reminder that sometimes, victory comes at the highest cost. The story picks up with Lila, now back on Earth, lying in a quiet, secluded area of the Resistance base. She is healing physically from the torture she endured, but the emotional scars run deep. Her once bright spirit has been dimmed, but there is something in her, something unyielding. The memories of her father's courage, the way he fought through insurmountable odds, still burn brightly in her heart. Slowly, day by day, she starts to recover, not just in body but in mind. Lila is becoming the person Ethan always hoped she would be, strong and determined. As Lila rests, the resistance fighters gather around her, watching her with a mix of admiration and hope. Ethan's sacrifice has become the rallying cry for humanity. His courage, his determination to protect his daughter and his world, has inspired countless others to continue the fight. Earth is rising again, slowly but surely, from the ashes of destruction. The war with the Zarnath is far from over, but humanity is stronger now, united under the banner of hope and defiance. Lila's role in the resistance becomes more significant as she trains and leads the new generation of fighters. Her father's death was a crushing blow, but his spirit lives on in her actions, in the way she fights to honor his legacy. She knows the road ahead will be long and difficult, but she is no longer the frightened girl she once was. She is Ethan Riker's daughter, and she will carry the torch for him. The fire in her eyes burns with the same intensity that once drove her father. As she looks out over the barren landscape of Earth, Lila feels the weight of the world on her shoulders. But this time, she is not alone. The survivors, humanity's greatest fighters, have rallied to her cause, and together, they begin to strategize the next phase of the war. The Zarnath are not defeated. They are only momentarily stalled, but they will return. Humanity has to be ready. The strength and resilience of Earth's fighters are their greatest weapons now, and Lila is their symbol of hope. One quiet evening, as Lila sits alone in a room filled with old battle plans and strategies, she receives an unexpected signal. It is a transmission, one she wasn't sure was even possible. The signal is weak, crackling through the speakers, but it is unmistakable. It is a message from Ethan. The transmission is part of the AI suit that Ethan wore, a small piece of his legacy that somehow managed to survive the explosion at Thornhold. Lila's breath catches as she hears the voice she thought she'd never hear again. It is faint, but the words are clear, and they are for her. Never stop fighting for what you love. The words cut deep. It's as if Ethan himself is still there, guiding her, pushing her to continue, even when everything seems impossible. Lila closes her eyes, feeling a deep sense of peace in that moment. It's not the end of the story, not the end of the fight. Ethan's message is a call to action, reminding her of the importance of what they're fighting for. The fight for Earth, the fight for her father's memory, and most importantly, the fight for hope. Hope that even in the darkest times, there is always a chance to change the future. As the message fades, Lila stands, her resolve stronger than ever. The resistance fighters are counting on her, and she won't let them down. The legacy of her father has given her the strength to keep going, to fight for a future where the Zarnath are no longer a threat. The war is far from over, but with the resistance growing stronger every day, Lila feels that humanity can face whatever comes next. Lila walks outside, where the sky is slowly beginning to clear, the first signs of a new dawn breaking through the once destroyed atmosphere. Earth is beginning to heal, just like she is. In the distance, there are signs of humanity rebuilding, makeshift cities rising from the rubble, the sound of tools and machinery working tirelessly to restore life to the planet. It may take time, but Earth is no longer defeated. It is stronger, and now, more united than ever before. In the final moments, as the camera pulls back, Lila stands tall, gazing toward the horizon. The sunset casts a soft glow over her face, and for the first time in a long while, she smiles, a faint, yet powerful smile. The legacy of hope is now hers to carry, and with it, she knows she has the strength to continue her father's fight. The Zarnath may have thought they had won, but they were wrong. This is just the beginning. The resistance is not just a group of fighters, it is a movement, and Lila is its heart. The final scene is poignant but hopeful. Lila stands alone in the vast expanse of Earth's recovering landscape. But she is not truly alone. With every step she takes, she carries with her the memory of Ethan, and the countless others who have sacrificed so much for this moment. As the camera slowly pulls back, the sky brightens, and the future of Earth seems possible again. The fight continues, but now, it is a fight for humanity's survival and for the hope that Ethan instilled in them all. The story ends, leaving the audience with a profound feeling that, even in the darkest of times, hope and love can drive us to do unimaginable things. And sometimes, the greatest victories come not from what is won, but from the legacy we leave behind. Never stop fighting for what you love.